Hello, Mr. Jeremy, and you are with Charlestown State Park. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, thanks.
All right, great, great. I'm so excited to learn more about Charlestown State Park and the history of Rose Island. What is that?
So Rose Island was a summer resort. A lot of people will call it an amusement park. I think that's a little misleading. It was more of a resort type setting. Basically, operated from 1923 up until 1937, which that was brought to an end by the Great Flood of 1937. It was a summertime destination, so opened basically May to September every summer season. And it was a tourist site really for the folks in the Louisville, Kentucky area, a place for people to get out of the city into nature. You could stay for a day or even for the whole season. They had a hotel as well as cabins that people could rent and stay there.
Okay, okay. And you said that this summer resort was built in or started operating in 1923. That's kind of an interesting year. If you know anything about the Spanish flu, influenza, in the Roaring Twenties, there was a lot going on there. So, how large is what the summer camp or the summer resort been there in Louisville?
The total site was about 110 acres.
110
and that
acres.
included, I said, the hotel, the cabins. There were attractions kind of scattered throughout the site, but a lot of it was really just kind of simple picnic grounds.
Oh wow, wow, wow. Okay, and Jeremy, tell me this. I'm sure you know a lot of, probably all of the history there. Could you walk me like a day in the life of what would have happened there in Rose Island?
Oh, sure. Yeah, so the typical visitor would have been coming from the Louisville area, so they would have gotten on a steamboat, first thing in the morning. There's also a story from Madison, Indiana, which is upriver, about 20 miles or so upriver, and they would do an annual trip. So the stories of that would be the folks would get up early that morning. The women would basically prepare the meals for the day, so they'd fried chicken and things like that, pack it all up in their picnic baskets, head down, get on a steamboat, first thing, in the morning, and then you would take that trip, which, from Louisville going upriver, even in the steamboat, that was about an hour and a half trip. And they said that, the calliope would be playing and people would kind of just be dancing and enjoying the music as they traveled the boat. Once they got to the site, visitors would unload, and then you just had a day in the park. So there were games that were fun, especially for the kids. They had a shooting gallery. They had ponies that kids could ride. They called it the mini derby. So there were a lot of little things like that. I kind of compare it to like a fair. When you go to the county fair, you have those small booths, those games, and those rides kind of scattered about.
Right.
And then your picnic grounds. There was a dance hall that they used as roller skating in the daytime, and then in the evening the guests would dance there. You could stay in that cabin or the hotel and spend the weekend or longer here. Probably the biggest attraction, even though they did have a small roller coaster and a carousel. From what I've heard, those weren't the most reliable, and the star attraction seemed to be the swimming pool, which is the first Olympic-sized swimming pool built in the state of Indiana, and the first swimming pool in the Midwestern region that we know of that had a filtration system. So that was a big, clean swimming pool, and that was what really, attracted a lot of the guests when they were here, was that pool.
All right, that's right. You guys are in Charlestown, Indiana, just right across the bridge from Louisville. Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, tell me this, Jeremy. Can visitors, are they allowed to access the site today? It looks like it's a pretty well preserved historical site.
Yeah. So the site was abandoned essentially after the 1937 flood. It became part of the Army ammunition plant in 1940, which basically lasted up until 96 when we became a state park. So that kind of sealed it off, kind of preserved it, and also allowed Mother Nature to really kind of reclaim the territory. So as the state park, we developed a trail which uses a lot of the old pathways there as well. and we installed a bridge that gives people direct access to it, so you can walk down to that. And that's open, pretty much all the time. Our park hours are sunrise to sunset are 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So people can hike that on their own and visit it all the time. But we do also offer guided tours during the summer season on the weekends. And the big challenge a lot of people have with that site is there's a pretty good hill that you have to hike down to get to it, which means at the end you got to hike it back up. And that's a challenge for a lot of folks. So we always encourage people to come on our guided tours where we'll have a van that we can transport people up and down that hill.
Oh, okay, and Jeremy, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what is the cost of the for the guided tour?
We do not actually charge for our tours at all. So
right.
The only admission would be standard park admission, which an annual Indiana State Park Pass gets you in. It's $7 per vehicle for just a day visit. For Indiana residents, non-Indiana residents pay $9 per vehicle, and that gets you in the entire park for the day. So typically, any hike or program we do here, we do not charge an additional fee for that.
No, that's nice. That is nice. That's nice. Now, before I get off, I do have a question. Now, when I found out about Rose Island, is there a little haunted history, or do you get some spooky stories about that place, or?
Surprisingly, not much has come up. That's a lot of times that's a popular question when you talk about a site that's kind of been abandoned and off limits. I know I've spoke to people who have gone down there with various tools of the trade, and so they've kind of picked up things as far as spirits or energy, but there's no real major stories or any instances that we've ever uncovered. A lot of people say that there needs to be something to have happened, someone who lost their life there, kind of thing, to have that connection. And the only instance that we know of during the Rose Island period of anyone losing their life there was a 12-year-old boy who actually drowned in the river. So I guess that could possibly lead to some sort of spirit or haunting type situation there, but not really much that's ever been at least brought to light for us that we know of.
Okay, good. So it's a family friendly, fun place where you can go and you can take a hike, kind of get back into the nostalgia of the early 1920s, and also get a little history to take home with you. It sounds like a great place to visit. Now, how far are you guys from downtown Louisville, Jeremy?
About a 20-minute drive.
About a 20-minute drive. Okay, great. And if the readers want to know more information or get more information about Rose Island, do you have a website or somewhere where they can visit?
So there's the or dnr.in.gov is our standard DNR Park website. And then we also have a Facebook page as well, which is Charlestown SP at Facebook. And I always try to encourage people to go to the Facebook page because we do keep that very up to date with programs and things of that nature on there.
Well, Jeremy, I really have enjoyed this conversation with you this morning. I'm excited about coming up and checking the park out. It looks like it's a wonderful place. And thank you guys so much for what you are doing to keep that preserved and a part of our future, Jeremy. I hope y'all have a wonderful day over there.
Well, thanks, and we appreciate you sharing the word as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you would like to check our website out, it's BroadwayJubilee.square.site. Just click on stories, and you'll see the story featured this evening at 5:30 p.m.
Oh, great. I look forward to it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.
Hello, Mr. Jeremy, and you are with Charlestown State Park. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Thanks.
All right, great.
Is this thing on?
So
oh, hey guys.
About